Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. Today's motovlog is going to be about... let me see, what is today's motovlog going to be about? It's going to be about traveling to the unknown. Alright, so this kind of goes into the hashtag dual sport lifestyle kind of viewpoint here. But I have this thought in my head where my bike is going to be able to go places where my skill doesn't allow me to go. So my bike is more capable than I am. I know it's kind of a weird thought, but I don't have very high, I don't have a lot of confidence in my off-road capabilities. But yeah, I think this bike will, has the potential to go further than my skill is capable of taking me. But I have that idea in my head, and really that's a strong thing to have in your mind, where your machine is more capable than you are, because that means there's no excuses. There's no excuses to go out somewhere and try something new and learn something new. For me, in my case, that would mean, hey, getting on my bike and going somewhere and say, I just told you I'm not comfortable with my off-roading skills. What I would do is say, hey, let me go ahead and off-road. But once again, I'm burying the lead here, and this is about adventure and going into the unknown. And really, if you have a lot of apprehension about something, whether it's going into the unknown on a motorcycle, getting a motorcycle, any unknown in life, you won't know how easy or hard it is until you're thrown into the mix. Because honestly, so many people can give you insight on how to live your life, on how to do this or that, how to be a motovlogger, how to be a father, how to be a hard worker. But really, it's up to you to go out there and do it, and then you establish this baseline of how hard exactly was that. And for me, going back to that thought where my motorcycle is more capable than I am, I just don't have a lot of skill, but I can go out there and get it if I try hard enough, if I'm daring enough, if I'm, have a little bit of courage. But this is something that I used to do with, me and my buddies, me and my best friend. And to an extent, me and my brothers have done this before, where we just picked out a map and we said, hey, what place looks interesting to you? Where do you want to go? And honestly, it's probably one of the coolest things that I've ever done is just... Why is that person honking? I don't understand. It's one of the coolest things that you can do, and one of the coolest things that I've ever done is let your curiosity take over and just learn it along the way. Like what I literally did with Kyle, my best friend, and Paul, my brother. I just got out a map and said, where do you want to go and what do you want to try? And then I just said, I want to go here. Whenever I'd ride alone, this is the route that I'm going to take. I just whip out a map of California, Southern California, Central California, and then just say, let my curiosity guide me, and then just point to a spot. And I said, hey, I've never been to Los Padres National Forest before, let's go. And then all of a sudden, me and my buddy are, 5 or 6 miles into this national forest area on our on my XT250 and on his XR 650. And then, it's just a cool experience. And honestly, there's a time to be afraid and a time to be like, oh shoot, do I have everything? Do I have everything do I need? Do I need anything else? And then, it's kind of weird. But honestly, like I said, you won't know until you get out there. You won't know if you're overpacking or you're underpacking. But the fact that you're getting out there and experiencing something new, and you're going out into the unknown, you're traveling and you're making shit happen, like, dude, that is so cool. And honestly, it's one of the major reasons why I got a motorcycle and why I got a dual sport, to go further into the why I purchased this, why I purchased that, because I want my curiosity to never be limited. I don't want my machine to limit where I can and can't go, because that's just another excuse that keeps you in your clamshell, keeps you in your little hole of not knowing anything and not experiencing anything. And you know, I don't really like thinking about, you know, whether or not I bought the right bike or what I could have done differently, but I know now that I'm not using my bike to its full potential, and I haven't hit my bike's full potential because my rider skill isn't there. But I'm certainly willing to go out there and do it, but you know, there's a couple of things in the way. One, I have a work schedule, and two, I don't have a buddy to ride with, which is, you know, if you're doing anything off-road, it's kind of dangerous to go alone. But anyways, like going back to the map situation, like if I wanted to point on a map where I wanted to go, like I knew my bike could get me there. Whether or not I could get there with my current skill and you know, my expertise or lack thereof, like that was a whole different story. But still, the thrill and like just being exhilarated to go experience something new and to go out and try something new is one of the best parts of riding a motorcycle, and one of the best parts of, you know, just being a conscientious person and understanding how small you are in this great big world. And really, traveling gives you a certain awe of how much life is out there to live. And when you get bit by that bug, when you really figure out, like, holy cow, I know nothing about what's around me, then you start daydreaming at work, and then you start really getting passionate about what you're doing. You get passionate about traveling and experiencing new things and meeting new people and trying new foods, and it's just awesome. Because honestly, there's so much out there for you to experience, and going out there and experiencing the unknown and adventuring into the unknown is something that a dual sport helps me to do. I wish I had a bigger dual sport, like a 400 or a 650, just so I wouldn't be stuck in this right-hand lane, you know, struggling to keep up with traffic. But once again, that's a whole different story. But back to the whole taking out the map thing. Like, I always travel with a paper map in my backpack at California, and I always have the option to just pull an audible and just go. Just like figure out, oh, I've never taken this road before, I've never seen what's south of this, or I've never even seen the end of this road. And you know, going out and experiencing life it's a pretty neat thing when you're constantly pushing your boundaries. And a dual sport, riding a motorcycle, the willingness to travel, you don't even have to ride a motorcycle. You can drive a car and, you know, travel, drive a truck and whatever. But if you're willing to take that first step and to venture out, you'll find yourself on an adventure. It might be a little one, but it'll still be an adventure, and it's all perspective to you. And really what a map does for me is it puts everything into perspective. Because honestly, like, when you whip out a map, take out a map of your location right now. Go on Google Maps and then just go ahead and search your address, and then use your scroll wheel to scroll out one click, and then scroll out 2 clicks, and then 3 clicks, and then see what stuff you haven't seen, or stuff you never knew even existed, or a road you've never traveled on. And I challenge you to get out there and take that road. Take the road that you haven't traveled before. Find something new, and then put yourself into perspective of, you know, what is out there to experience and understand, and a new perspective you can take on life. But really, like, it's tough because not a lot of people in my not a lot of people in my life share my curiosity with wanting to go out and do things and go out to new places. It's the same reason why I take, you know, I take 2.5-hour trips to San Diego, you going the long way, and you know, I go alone, and you know, I do it on my day off. But I just wish I had more people who are willing to, you know, kind of go with me and head out with me. But you know, hopefully, you never know what time is gonna bring and who's gonna come into my life. But you know, I just want to go out there and travel and experience new things and try new foods. So that's what I'm gonna do every Saturday, Sunday before I go to work, and every Wednesday, Thursday on my days off. I'm gonna go ahead and whip out the old map and go ahead and try a road less traveled, and then, you know, try to go ahead and figure out some new places and go on little mini adventures, because I want to push my bike and I want to figure out my limits, you know, my skill level, and I want to grow as a motorcycle rider. And you should want the same things too. If you want to grow as an individual, you grow through life experience, and what better way to experience life than to fuel your curiosity and have your curiosity be the spark that starts, you know, an amazing part of your life. Like, if I would not have been curious about riding a motorcycle, I wouldn't. Oh shoot, I just realized I forgot something at home. Dang it. If I would not have been curious about riding a motorcycle, I wouldn't have experienced all those cool things with my best friend, and I wouldn't have you know, been able to travel and, you know, have this new perspective on how amazing life is. Because riding a motorcycle is a huge part of my life now, and it's just such an amazing part that I can't help but smile and see how far I've come and all the new things that I've experienced and put myself through because of my motorcycle, because of my little dual sport. And I love this freaking bike, man, because of all the experiences that we've shared. You know, it's just a crazy thing. But anyways, adventure into the unknown, because the unknown holds, you never know what it's gonna hold. That's what's so beautiful about it, and that's what's so scary about it. And guys, if you have something that you're kind of curious about, something that I might have experience with, feel free to drop it in the comments. If you missed the last video, I'll go ahead and put the link in the comments, link in the description. I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time, peace out.